Hello. What a great new top. /merch. ridercamtv.com/merch.
Yeah, you can buy it on there. It's bought online. We hold no stock. It's done by another company, so we don't get any profit out of it at all. So
You look surprisingly younger in that top, Mark.
I'm the face of Ridercam TV, mate. I think you'll find. Anyway, more gear. More gear. Those of you who saw us at the bike show in November at Birmingham would possibly have seen us at the INNOVV stand, and we're chatting to the guy there who is called
Yaz.
Yaz and Steve.
Yeah.
I can't believe you.
I could see his face, but I just couldn't remember his name for some reason. Sorry, Steve.
He's got this bit of kit, which is the
H5.
The H5 helmet camera. H being for helmet, I suppose.
Don't know.
Or the person who's doing the review on it. Anyway, look at this.
Yeah, but it's 4K.
Yeah, but
made to fit your camera with stabilisation.
It's a really hard to open box. So, what did you say it does?
It's 4K camera. It's got a battery. It's also got all the fitments for a boom mic, which is extra, but we've got it within the kit. And it's got image stabilisation.
And an extra long battery life, apparently. And can be charged while on the go.
Yeah.
We've done the sniff test. Do you want to do it again? Weirdo?
No.
Are you sure? People like that?
It's not so great, this one.
Look inside. Oh, piece of paper. Nice picture, mind.
Have a look.
You're all about the packaging, aren't you?
Yeah.
Look at that.
So that is the camera. That bit there is... you take that off and you put the battery on, and there's yet another connection for your mic and stuff.
There is. Oh, let me get it out, he says. Oh, there's a way of bringing it out, isn't there? I'm sure. There we go. Just so you can see what it looks like in the hand.
And that thing there is the clip that then screws on to like a gimbal mount.
It's like a RAM mount, but it's not like a RAM mount.
To your helmet.
There you go.
Fab.
And it's got all this because of it's omnidirectional. You can adjust it and then tighten it up, so it's nice. And I'm just going to put it down on my...
Well, let me come around the other side.
Okay. See, so you can see how it works. It just slides out the camera like that, he says.
Yeah, slide it off.
Like that.
Yeah. So that is the holder.
There's the holder.
Yeah.
And the gimbal effect, or the RAM type mount, other mounts are available, fits onto the side of your helmet, and it's just using 3M tape, which apparently doesn't smell very well today.
It doesn't smell as great as normal 3M, no.
Okay. So, if you're going to use it in its power mode, you can keep this on the back.
Yeah.
Plug it into your power socket if you've got a power socket on your bike that's close by. And then on this side, and I'm not going to be able to get this out, am I?
It's well packaged.
Oh,
give you that. It's well packaged.
You've got to have the fingers of Garth. That's quite a weighty battery, actually.
Yeah, it is.
That connects on the back and gives you extended battery life.
Yeah. Right, so in here, I'm just going to pull it all out, Mark.
I'm going to step back. Okay, so that noise you might be able to hear in the background is the Perranporth airfield. They've got drifting and drag racing on today.
Yeah, annoying. Right, so that part there...
I'm coming in.
Comes with that cable with the USB, I think that's A, I don't know, but you know that, a standard USB. You could plug that into a socket on the bike.
Like,
plug it into there and it would charge it, or you can plug it into an external battery, that sort of thing, keep in your pocket, which is really good. What I like about it, it's made of plastic, so it doesn't feel as sturdy as some things, but it feels really sturdy in plastic, much like the GoPros. I think if you pay £500-600 for a camera, you expect it to be metal, but actually it's really quite. It
feels metallic, actually.
It does.
And it does look metallic.
Yeah. So you pull those two clips up.
Look at that.
And then that releases this back connection. So it's a USB-C connection, and you've got your micro SD card slot in there. And then if you wanted your battery, you can see that those match up. And all you do is you just push it in, clip that down to lock it, put that into your mount, put it on your helmet. So you can have it running on its own battery, or you can have it running from a USB socket, or get this, in this box.
Get this.
In this
Get
box,
this.
yeah.
How exciting. What's in there?
Yeah, in this box.
What lives in there?
That's for your RAM mount, to connect that. You get, not so good, 3M tape. It doesn't smell as good. You get one of the adapters with the RAM mount on there, so you can see that
We call it a RAM mount. It's not a RAM mount, but it's something.
It's kind of a RAM mount, because when you put it on, you can put it wherever you want.
The bizarre thing is, it's a mount that's within like a GoPro type thing.
Yeah.
We're just trying to show you. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so that fits inside a sleeve that just glues to the side of your helmet, or uses with a 3M
much the
tape.
same as the Drift, because that's much the same sort of clip as the Drift, and you get two of those, one flat and one curved at the bottom, and that just literally clips in there.
Oh, I'm so glad you did that, because I couldn't get it out when I did it before.
Really? It's really not that difficult.
There you go.
Mark. But right, where is the other bit? In here. Now you get in here this other white box, and in the white box, see, what I really like about this is that you get yet another adapter, and this is extra, but you get another adapter, and on this adapter has got a boom mic. So let me untwist this stuff so you can actually see it. But you get the end of the camera, so as we said, pull those two apart, pull that off because we don't want the battery. It's exactly the same connection in there. Make sure it's in the right way. Clip it in. That goes onto your helmet, and you've got a boom mic to put into your helmet, so it takes away all of the disadvantages of crackly sound because the jack is rattling around. And this other lead allows you to plug it into an external battery you might have in your pocket, so everything's all in one thing.
That's brilliant.
How cool is that?
That is really, really cool.
So I think the next step, Mark, is you to put it on your helmet, and I'm hoping that if it turns out to be really good, we can get another one, and we'll use these every time we do a motorbike review. We'll use these.
Got to be honest, my Ghost is getting a bit tired now, and it's fallen off my helmet a couple of times and nearly been run over.
Yeah.
But I like it. I really like the look of it, and it's not as bulky as my Ghost, my
No.
Drift.
And the button's really sturdy on there. You press and hold it when the battery's on there, and it gives you a really good vibration to let you know what's happening. It's got Wi-Fi on it, so you can control it on your app the same way as you control all the INNOVV cameras that we fit to our bikes.
Wow.
It's just a different named app, but exactly the same functionality.
Excellent.
How cool. Let's fit it to your
I'll get it
bike.
fitted and we'll get it sorted.
Yeah, see what it's like.
Now, it's really easy to set this camera up for that configuration, and using the app is a doddle, so I'll go on to talk about that. If you look down here, you'll see that my camera is plugged into the I've got a Nippy Norman's dual USB thing, where the original DIN power thing was that BMW provide you, which is absolutely pointless, as we all know. And so I've plugged it in there, and that's where the camera is getting its power from. So let's crack on and have a ride, and let's talk about it. Okay, the camera comes in three forms, if you want. It's got this setup that I have now, which has a power lead, and all goes to the power point as I've described, and also goes to the there's a microphone lead which is plugged into my helmet, comes around from the same side as the actual camera itself, and in this setup there's no battery at all in the camera. It's just pure power from the bike. The other setup you can have is where it's like a little connector that you pull the back end of the camera off, as we showed you. Then you have a cable that you can plug into power, but you don't get the microphone. So if you're just going to be, riding along, wanting to film your ride, or just use it as a dash cam, something like that, it's going to get constant power. The third way of setting it up is just you have a pure battery pack, and the battery pack is about 2/3 the size of the actual camera, and I think it gives about 2.5 hours of battery life. And you know, that's purely just a battery for filming, you know, short films, whatever. So there's 3 configurations if you want. So I've got it set up for the microphone, which is how we'll be using it in future when we're videoing and reviewing our bikes. And hopefully, if we get another one of these, INNOVV smile nicely at us and send us another one, we'll be able to do both of our reviews. Both of us will have them on our helmets for our reviews. Currently I've got a Ghost camera, a Drift. It's pretty old, it's been bashed around quite a lot, it's been dropped on and off of bikes and things like that. But it still works. I mean, it's pretty bomb-proof. And I've been quite happy with that. But this is actually a step up from that. And the reason I'll explain is on the Ghost. Those of you who have a Ghost cam, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You switch it on, you get a little beep, which sometimes you can hear, sometimes you can't. You get a green light, and then to record, you get a beep, which sometimes you can hear, sometimes you can't. But you have to look in the mirror, you know, to make sure the red light's flashing, and it's a bit of a pain in the neck, to be honest. And then when you switch it off, you're never quite sure if you switched it off. You've got to, you know, look in the mirror again to see if the red light's gone off and it's gone back to a green light. On the GoPros, we use GoPro cameras as well. Toby has a chin mount on his. It's always a bit of a faff, you know, because you can't plug the microphone directly into the GoPro on some of them, and you have to get a special, like, waterproof box for them, even though they say they're waterproof, you know. It's just a faff, you know, and sometimes it just switches itself off. GoPros have a habit of just turning themselves off, so you don't really know what it is you're actually doing sometimes. And you've gone the whole way through a film, chatting away, you know, to yourself, and suddenly you go, hang on a minute, did that record? But it didn't. So I'm not a big fan of GoPros. They're fantastic, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a big fan of them for those sort of reasons, for what we're using them for. And so then it brings us to this camera. Why do I like it? I like it because it's really quite light. It's about the same weight or less than my Ghost, and it fits onto the side of the helmet in the same sort of way that your Ghost does. It has one of these sleeves with a male and a female part, for want of a better description, and that just fits inside, clips in, and to pull it out, all you do is hold the two ends together and just remove it like that. It's just like you'd expect a GoPro or similar mount. The difference between my Ghost and the actual mount I've got on this camera, the H5, is really quite radical, because what it is on the actual bit that fits into the sleeve that's attached to your helmet, there's like a ball and socket affair. The best way to describe it would be like a RAM mount, but it's not a RAM mount, it's their own mount. It's very small, it's very easy to maneuver and manipulate into position. Okay, so let's talk about the camera. I've just come out to Parampour so you can see what I'm looking at, how good the actual camera is, and I've set it up so that while I'm riding, using the app, you don't see my GPS, my dashboard, or just the top of the screen, which is there. So you've got the whole view of the road in front of you, which is what you want to see, really, isn't it? And on this occasion, I'm looking right down the beach at Parampour. How cool is that? Tide's just on its way out, and a few people in the water there surfing. God, they're brave. Anyway, so the camera, I set the camera up using the app. The app is really sort of quite easy to use, as we've already explained. It records pictures you can decide what size loop you've got. We've got it on a 3-minute loop. If you're making a video, you could change the size of that. You can actually change the frames per second, all that kind of stuff, and it's really easy to do, and quite intuitive looking at the app.
The camera can be used purely as a dash cam, where you record you know, like dash cam footage as you would normally, and you can do that by either having the camera set up in one of 3 configurations. I've got it set up so it's plugged into my USB connection there on the bike. Goes direct, takes power direct from the bike into the back of the camera, powers the camera full time. I've also got a lead that then comes out and connects to the microphone inside the camera, so I've got a microphone. The other configuration you can have is where it's just powered, there's no microphone, so again the lead goes to your USB connection, and you can power it then, you know, as long as the bike is running if you want. And the third option is to have a battery where the battery lasts, I think, about 2.5 hours, something like that, and you have no microphone, obviously no power going into it, and that just has to be charged up, you know, off a connection when you get home, either your computer or something like that. Inside the camera, we've got a 64 gig 64 gig SD card, mini SD card that's in there. I think you can go up to 128. I might be wrong on that, but it's all in the paperwork. And the quick start guide is only a very, very small piece of paper, really. You know, some of them you hold them out and it's like masses and masses of paper. This is nothing like that. It's very, very precise, very easy to understand. It works well with the app, and I have no problem with it at all. I really quite like the camera. The resolution on the camera is good. If the camera is a bit dirty, it's because it's been raining. I've been out riding, so the roads are a bit muddy, and so if I pick dirt up, I have cleaned the camera, the screen, but we'll see. So how it's fitted to my helmet is quite simple. There's one of those sleeves like you get in a GoPro, where you a male and a female bit, if you want, click in together. I'm just going to start riding now. Coming off the bit that fits into the sleeve is a ball and socket joint, which fits onto a clip that fits onto the actual camera itself, and that is excellent because it's really adjustable. You know, some of them are sort of quite rigid in how they do things, and this is really quite simple. You can set it up for however you want it. Now, INNOVV have clearly thought about this and how it all works and the best way to do stuff. And what they've done is, as soon as you switch the camera on, you get a buzz, and it's a loud buzz, and it goes right through the helmet. So I know that the camera's switched on. There's a light that tells you it's recording. It's got all that kind of stuff. And when you switch it on and off, you know you've actually switched the camera off. Because it's telling you, you can hear the buzz, you can feel it through your helmet, and that's really reassuring. You know?
So I suppose the big thing about this is, do we like it? Well, Toby likes it, I know he does, this camera. I like it. I mean, I'm such a dinosaur, you know, I'm quite happy to go as long as something works. I've got a GoPro Hero 3, which everyone laughs at, but it still does the job, you know. This is a massive step up in helmet cameras, and I'm really glad we were given it. We're actually giving this at the bike show. We were at the INNOVV stand and they said, have a look at this, you know, so we took it away. And I got to be honest, because we are honest with our people who ask us to review stuff, and we say to them, if this is rubbish, we will say it's rubbish. You know, we're not sponsored by anybody, we don't get any funding or anything like that, you know, so if something is bad, it's bad. This is not bad. This is a really, really good camera. And I can see the applications, certainly for us as, you know, bike riders reviewing bikes, the applications for us are tremendous. If you're just, you know, going about for a Sunday ride and record your ride, then this is the camera that will do it for you. There's no faff like you got in the GoPro, which sometimes the batteries are pretty garbage, got to be honest. The Ghost, you know, you want to get a good battery life, you have to buy another battery. This all comes standard, so you've got the 3 configurations: the microphone, power, you've got one with just power, and you've got one with a battery. So it ticks all the boxes. Now I think that cost-wise, this is about sorry, I apologise. It's about £260 in the UK. I might have got that wrong, so don't quote me.
if it is wrong. But when you think of the cost of some of the other cameras that are around, I think this is much more of a bike orientated camera, whereas you see GoPros are for every kind of sport, any kind of application you could think of. The Ghost is good for a bike camera, and they've really worked hard on that. But this, INNOVV have gone, we're going to make a helmet camera, and it's going to tick as many boxes as we can tick it, and it's going to be worth having, and it definitely is. So I like this camera. Simple, easy to use, app's easy, it does what it says on the tin, and that's all we want. And I get an oh no I don't, I thought I was going to get an overtake in then. Drop back again. What a shame, could have done an overtake and spoken about that then. So anyway, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you like the channel, give us a thumbs up. We apologise for all our inaccuracies sometimes, but that's the way we are, isn't it? Everyone's human. And subscribe to us, we like lots of subscriptions, and we'll see you in another video soon.